Welcome back to CryptosRUs. I am George. We're all George. All right, I'm back in my usual place. We got a lot to talk about today. A lot of volatility, and we got some big news. We now have Ethereum ETFs, at least in concept. So this was approved. Let's talk about what's next and what happened today. All right, let's do it. Welcome, guys. Hopefully you guys are doing splendid. Today we had a lot of volatility, which I did not like. And I still don't quite know why. This morning, obviously I put out a recorded video. Things were looking good. Bitcoin was at 70,000, looking like it was going to pump, and Ethereum was closing in at 4,000, and boom, we have this like huge out of the gate drop for no apparent reason. And then this afternoon, look at this massive scam wick right here for ETH, right? It basically dropped from 38 all the way to 35. And now we're back to 30. So, I mean, we had some volatility. But overall, when in doubt, zoom out. Ethereum is still way higher than it was just 3 days ago, right? So overall, Ethereum is still doing well. But we did get some volatility today. But regardless, let's talk about the big news. What happened today? Well, finally, okay, it was an hour delayed. But it turns out, yes, the SEC has just approved Ethereum spot ETFs. Specifically, they have approved that, hey, 8 different funds can now submit their application for their Ethereum ETF. Which basically, this just opens the doors, basically. This opens the door, basically, I said basically too many times. SEC is declaring Ethereum a commodity. That's number one. Okay, with this approval, number one, Ethereum is a commodity. Number two, these 8 different funds can now submit their application and get approval. Okay, so this is like a broader approval. But now we have to wait for the 8 different funds to actually submit and get approval, and then we'll get a set date. Now that trading date, we don't know when it's going to happen. With Bitcoin ETFs, I don't know why or how. As soon as we got approval, we got listing and things started trading like right away. I remember it was just like a week or two or something. It wasn't even that long. So I'm anticipating it'll be the same thing for Ethereum. I'm assuming everything's in order and they'll be listed. We even have the symbols. Like Van Eyck's symbol is VETH, right? Or ETHV, one of the two. And others already have their symbol, so I'm assuming it's just a matter of getting a few I's dotted and a few T's crossed, and then we should get them traded on the open market, and then billions could start flowing in, right? That is what happened today. So it's a big thing. Again, we don't know why. We don't know why Gary is doing this. Maybe he's on his way out for job security, or maybe the Grayscale lawsuit. Whatever the case, they've decided, hey, we're not going to fight this. We're not going to push it back, which is funny too, because with Bitcoin spot ETF, they kept extending the deadline over and over and over and over again. You figured that at least it would extend it one time for Ethereum spot ETF. They didn't. They just approved it on the first deadline. So that is just mind-boggling. It's just really weird. It's really, really weird, right? But nevertheless, we got it. We got it. So the bigger picture is the SEC have basically, again, I said basically, I know, said that Ethereum is a commodity. So all this talk about how they may go after Ethereum because they think it's a security, and many non-Ethereum chains and leaders wanted that to happen. Well, that's not going to happen anymore. Because if they really were going to sue them and declare them a security, they would not allow the spot ETFs to be approved. So that's a big basically declaration. It's a commodity. And Coinbase, they say, well, they've always known that, right? And according to the SEC, Ethereum is a commodity from the prior chair. That has never changed. So I don't know how this is going to be with other projects that the SEC is looking at. For example, Uniswap. Or they go now pull the lawsuit back. And they do have one with Consensus too. Well, Consensus sued them, so it's a little bit different. But, that's a big thing. That's a big thing. But here's a bigger picture. Now that Ethereum is deemed a commodity and not a security, so what does that mean for others? Like Solana. Can Solana now be deemed a commodity as well? Because if you think about it, Ethereum had an ICO. It also changes code from proof of work to proof of stake, right? So if those things don't automatically make a coin a security, well, then that means Solana is also a commodity. And that also means like Avalanche is a commodity. Cardano is a commodity. Basically, everything is a commodity unless you can actually prove that. I don't know. I don't even know. Like, I don't even know what you prove to declare them as a security, right? So maybe Brian Kelly was right because he went on CNBC and said, "Hey, after Ethereum gets ETFs, maybe Solana's next. Maybe Solana will get an ETF sooner than later." One can hope. One can hope, right? So that is what happened today. A big declaration, not only approval, but Ethereum is deemed a commodity now, right? They didn't actually come out and say that, but basically by approving, that's exactly what they did, which is absolutely fantastic. Okay, so we will see when these funds actually give the date. I don't know what else they need to do again with the SEC, but when we get the dates, I expect probably ETH to be continuing its pump. Right now, it does seem like it's consolidating. We did have that scam wick. I showed you guys this, right? But overall, when in doubt, zoom out, Ethereum has just been trending upwards, right? Even after the pump, it was around 36, and now it's at 38. It is still trending upwards. And let's not forget this 20% pump, right? And when they actually do get started trading on Wall Street, it's probably going to go up. 4,000 is probably right around the corner. So really, really good for Ethereum. I'm so used to saying Bitcoin. But what about Bitcoin? Why is Bitcoin not trending up? Well, it's just, again, when in doubt, zoom out. Okay, right now the focus is on Ethereum and Ethereum ETFs. Obviously, a lot of money went in there, right? But we know that Bitcoin is not going to go anywhere. It is the big daddy, the very first digital currency that was declared a commodity already also. And we know that during its movement, okay, we get a lot of fake outs. Even though I said, I think Bitcoin's going to get to 80,000 by the end of the week. That's still not out of the realm of possibility. We could still see that happen, even though it seems unlikely now since we pulled back. But we know that there have been many fake outs, okay, throughout Bitcoin's cycles. And we have seen many from last year to this year. Right before a big jump, what happens? There's usually a fake out or aka shakeout. Get the bulls out, get as much of them as possible out, and then boom, that's when we start moving, right? We were just at 72,000. Can we get back up there and then break to 80,000 around the corner? I really think that's a possibility, and we're still not in June yet. And here's another example about a shakeout, breakout, right? About to happen. Yeah, that's what it looks like. That is exactly what it looks like. Okay, so I'm remaining bullish, guys. I think a lot of things are going to happen And we'll see tomorrow. See, the Ethereum ETF, you know, we got approval. And then people are like, why didn't it pump, right? What's going on with it? But I think tomorrow we're going to get some more news, more updates on when those 8 fund makers will actually list and will start getting traded with their funds. I mean, and who's to say, you know, just like before Bitcoin ETFs came out, right? The funds had to buy Bitcoin to seed those funds. So did these guys seed their funds with ETH yet? Probably not. That could also be coming soon. So, you know, a lot to look forward to. A lot to look forward to. Now, what else is there? There are a lot of stuff. You know, all this ETF talk, right? I talked about Solana maybe being next. Well, there are others. Grayscale, they have a ton of trusts. And what they're doing is converting those trusts one after another, right? So obviously they converted a Bitcoin trust. They will convert to the Ethereum trust. But they just opened up 2 different trusts. One was Stacks, one was Near. And these are fantastic projects, right? With Stacks, it allows programmable language on top of Bitcoin. And we know that's hot. We know that's very hot. Okay, all the new innovations that's happening on top of Bitcoin, primarily due to Stacks. And they are L2. And they do have this cool staking mechanism where you actually get rewarded in Bitcoin when you stake Stacks. And they're trying to introduce a restaking plan, kind of like a liquid staking plan for Stacks and Bitcoin as well, right? So that's pretty cool. And there are people that say, hey, Bitcoin doubles, Stacks will quadruple. And I've said that too. A lot of people, when they ask me about Stacks, do you think it's going to go up? Yeah. When Bitcoin heads higher, Stacks goes higher. It's just in tandem, but Stacks does move a little bit faster. Now, outside of Stack, what about the other trusts? Well, Near protocol, I've talked about. As expected, NVIDIA, blew their earnings away. I said that too, right? I said you just don't want to bet against NVIDIA. And they're the only stock that went up today. Today was a bloodbath in the US. Dow was down 600 points, but NVIDIA was still up like 10% today, right? AI is going to continue to be hot. And Near Protocol is riding that wave right now. So they're coming out with an AI research lab and an incubator. Okay, so they're trying to go all in with AI right now. And they're going to launch an AI smart contract builder too. So again, they were a mini, kind of like a mini Solana. Now they're trying to differentiate themselves as like a legit AI play. And it could work. And they are doing very well too. So that's Near. What else? There's another AI project called Bittensor. And they pumped up because now people think, well, maybe Grayscale, since they're opening trusts for Stacks and Near, maybe they'll open one for Bittensor too. So there's a lot of rumors. And the reason why this matters is because not only does Grayscale have to buy the underlying crypto for these trusts when people buy the trust, also, again, there's a chance that these trusts may be converted to ETFs in the future. So that's the reason why. All right, so outside Grayscale trusts, what else is there? Coinbase, big news for XRP people, XRP army. Coinbase enables XRP trading in New York. New York does not have a lot of exchanges. Coinbase happens to be one that operates in New York. But if you are XRP army, that is very, very good news. You could buy XRP once again. What else is there? Coinbase is also allowing staking of AVAX, earn up to 4.47%. Now, I don't really care about the staking aspect, although that's pretty good yield. What I'm more interested in is Coinbase currently only supports ETH and SOL coins and tokens, right? They don't really support AVAX or AVAX tokens. But does this mean they are considering it? And if so, that would be absolutely huge, including the memes that are on AVAX. And they could get listed on Coinbase. That Coinbase effect is going to be out of this world. So pay attention to that. What else is there? Let's see. We got Metamask intending to add Bitcoin support. They should, because they're losing to Phantom big time. Phantom is now the #2 finance app on Google Play. They were, I think, #2 or 3 on Apple, because Phantom does support ETH, does support Sol, and does support Bitcoin. Phantom has become a powerhouse when it comes to wallets. Metamask, they're trying to catch up, at least with Bitcoin support. And they still don't support Solana, which is weird. And lastly, this is also pretty good. U.S. House passes a bill that bans the Federal Reserve from issuing CBDC. That'd be good. No one wants a CBDC. No one. So they're trying to pass this bill. Will it pass Senate? I don't know. But that's really, really good. Really good indeed. Actually, the House has been passing a lot of good bills recently when it comes to crypto. They also passed that FIT21 bill, which gives the CFTC control over cryptocurrency, not the SEC, which is kind of interesting. All right, guys. Let's do some Q&A. I'm going to try to keep tonight's Q&A a little bit shorter. I'm a little tired from my trip. A lot of driving and filming. Jim Jam, why did everything dump today? I have no idea. Or I do, and I already talked about it and how it could just be a fake out or shake out before we move to the next leg up. Gambler DGen, you had some sippy poo. I have no idea what you're talking about. Floki got listed on Coinbase today. What are your thoughts on it? Will be the next sheep one day. I don't have a big opinion about Floki. So, saying the next sheep is not a big thing. Because there are so many other memes that will probably do better in performance this cycle. So, yeah, I don't know. Dustin Klein, thank you. Don't miss WTF on base. Okay, ETH a commodity. I'm disappointed. Seriously. What do you want me to say? That's basically what the SEC declared. Well, I see people can respond to super chats in a different way now in the live chat. That's cool. Frank, thank you. I appreciate that. I do. Am I hammered? No, I didn't have a few before I came on. I am tired, though. I am tired. You think NVIDIA Sol has potential 10x? Yesterday, now back down. Also, can you do DCA night this week? No, probably next week. If I missed it, I'm just going to do it next week. I'll probably just do 2 next week. NVIDIA Sol 10x potential. NVIDIA, I don't think NVIDIA could do 10x. Not for a long time. That would put them at like a $30 trillion company. That's going to take some time. Now, Solana doing 10x, certainly possible. Trom 2CH2. I started carnivore recently. Wish me luck. Congrats. Just make sure you get some fiber, get some veggies, or you're going to have a problem with constipation. So I think that's the only thing. I've been selling, Akeem says, I've been selling ish coins for 2 days. What's ish coins? Taking profits, rearranging to what I believe are the big dogs, hoping I don't. James says, thoughts on selling wife and kids for Pepe? If you get away with it, sure. Greater gains with Pepe. But you never know. Your kids might be the next Elon or Jeff Bezos or Bill Gates. What will happen to the ETH L2s? Well, they've been gaining recently. With ETH going upwards, a lot of the L2s, like Optimism, Arbitrum, and you got like Lido, and Pepe, they all gain strength. So if Ethereum continues to go upwards, which it probably will at this point, because Ethereum ETFs are coming, and it's basically declared a non-security commodity, that's gonna make them quite a contender, right? Rich says my wife was the next step. What? Are you serious or joking? And are you still married? What about Manta? I have some cash around. Go ETH or all Manta? I don't know. You could diversify. You don't have to go all on Manta. You could get some ETH too. Andre, it's going to happen. It's not a matter of if. It's a matter of when, and I was told in June. Now, maybe they change their mind and push it back to July or August. But it's just a matter of when. It's going to happen. Okay? Don't be so stuck with one exchange. So what? So we had to get off MXC. Every other exchange operates the same way. So I don't even know why people are like having such problems with it. So what? You move off. They all operate the same way with the same kind of tokens. So my rep told me KYC is coming, right? They told me that months ago. So whether they're going to implement in June, I don't know, but that's what I was told. I got off Mexi myself completely. Gio says you missed my super chat. What was your super chat? Let's see. How long should I keep a position open? I don't know, man. I'm too tired for such questions like that. If you're up, you could keep it open forever. Like, what kind of question is that? Just make sure you take some profits. Do you think gaming coins will run, or are they played out? I don't think they started to run yet at all. Like we had a very little stint of gaming pumps, gaming projects pumps, but they really haven't moved much. But I think we will see them, at least some of them, do something. Do you think Avalanche could do tennis by the end of the year? I have no idea what you're talking about. I really don't know what tennis means. I have no clue, man. Zero clue. What would you consider, Benjamin asks from Colorado. Thanks for identifying that. Go Colorado. What would you consider too high of a leverage? There's no too high. It also depends on which coin. Like Bitcoin, you go higher leverage because it doesn't move as much. Ethereum, you know, you could go a little bit higher, but all the others, you go lower. But you could go super high too on like, say, memes. Your chance of liquidation is extremely high. But if you time it right, you can make an enormous amount, right? Like today, I got wiped out, at least my ETH trade, based on this, you know? It was like, it was steady, sideways, and then boom, like out of nowhere. And these kind of things happen on purpose because whales wants to liquidate the longs, right? That pissed me off. But you just never know. Sometimes these scam wicks or scam dumps happen like all the time. Dizio, I'm getting paranoid with my Trust Wallet. I have my seed phrase in my notes in my phone. If I lose my phone, is this hackable? Yes. Why would you keep your seed phrase on your phone? The seed phrase should be away from your phone. That way, if you lose your phone, you can recover. If you put your seed phrase on your phone and you lose it, then you lose both at the same time. That doesn't make any sense. All right, I'm going to call it at night. I'm feeling tired. All right, guys, stay strong. We got some good news today about ETH and ETH ETF approval and ETH being a commodity. We'll see what happens tomorrow, Friday. Are we going to see a pump? Are we going to see a pump right back to 70,000 for Bitcoin and ETH possibly hitting $4,000? We'll see. Smash the like, subscribe to the channel. I will see you guys tomorrow, 8:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. All right, take care, guys.